And what it takes to build and sustain those high-performing teams is simple. It's simple. But simple is not easy. Because those high-performance teams, and that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the Jordan-era Bulls. I'm talking about the Blue Angels. I'm talking about Cirque du Soleil. You ever seen a Cirque du Soleil event? I'm talking about Olympic gold medal hockey teams and figure skating teams. People that are just world-renowned and make you think just for 1 second, hey, maybe I could do that, right? Brands that are recognized globally for great performance. Those teams are absolutely chock full of people who will subordinate their self-interest and opinions to the unity and effectiveness of the teams. Those high-performance teams, they have the discipline and clarity to do these simple things we're going to talk about, all right? So what's it take? No matter whose research you look at, it only takes a handful of those simple behaviors. And I'm going to put 8 up here. Some say 5, some say 10. Doesn't matter. These are mine. First thing, you got to have a clear, compelling, common goal. These teams, they are not bricklayers. They are artisans who are working on a team that's building a cathedral in which people will worship for 1,000 years. It's visceral for these teams when they come to work every day. They know they're doing something important, or at least important to them, maybe important to society. They don't need to be motivated because of this. They got this, and that's all they need. Number 2, what I'll call a winning culture. In the military, we talk about defeating the enemy all the time. In business, I don't think we talk that way enough. I think you should look at your competition as a form of enemy. They're trying to put you out of business every single day. Great teams, high-performance teams, they talk about winning and victory. They have metrics for knowing whether they're winning. They have scoreboards, and I'm not talking sports teams, even non-sports teams. They have scoreboards that let them know, did we win today? Did we win this week? Did we win this week? Did we win again this week? Failure is an abomination to high-performance teams. What they want to do, even in software and storage sales, they want to send the competition home, preferably in tears, bawling for their mamas. Are you comfortable talking like that at IDS? That's what it takes to build a high-performance team. Third thing, open, candid communication. You got to have a spirit of healthy conflict. And the Jordan-era Bulls, if Michael Jordan wasn't in position where he was supposed to be because he gooned the play up, Scottie Pippen wouldn't stand there and go, oh, he's Michael Jordan, I better not say anything. He would say, Mikey, come on, that wasn't the play. Because it's not personal, it's professional. These high-performance teams, they don't have one cop or one leader. Everybody on the team is the owner of the culture of that team. And they got to have open, candid communication to be able to nurture that culture. Can you have productive conflict? Fourth thing, what I'll call high-performance expectations. There is just no doubt in everyone's mind that each member of the team is maniacally committed to personal greatness and contributing to the team's victory. There's no question. And that begins in establishing of the culture, but then where it really becomes important is when you recruit. You guys have some big recruiting coming up this year. A big percentage of your company, you're going to bring on some new faces. You got to get them right. You got to make sure you're getting people that are maniacally committed to high performance. Because high-performance teams have what I'll call a circle of obligation. They recognize to what and to whom do I feel obligated. Fifth thing, they have a team orientation. If you had bumped into Michael Jordan in an airport bar and you didn't know who he was and said, hey, mister, what do you do? He wouldn't have said, well, I'm an NBA basketball player. He would have told you, I'm a Chicago Bull. I hope that when you tell people what you do, hopefully you're so proud of what you're building and doing here at IDS, hopefully you don't say, oh, well, I'm in software sales. Hopefully you say, I work for IDS. Let me tell you about IDS. These high-performance teams, they have mythologies, they have legends that are retold and used in the recruiting process and used at kickoff meetings like this. They have artifacts that they pass around. They have tangible evidence of their team orientation. And it sounds kind of simple, but it's t-shirts, it's koozies, it's feed the wolf banners. It's stuff like that that helps you build that culture, that helps you orient yourself and associate yourself with that team. They have adequate funding and resources. You'll notice I didn't say superior resources or superlative equipment. I said adequate. The world can be unfair. And if you lose that account because the bad guys got an injection of funding that allowed them to buy something that differentiates them from you, guess what? You still lost, and losing sucks. As a team, find a way to win despite the inequities. That's what high-performance teams do. Number 7, well-defined roles. Good organizations know who's going to do what, right? You probably have job descriptions here at IDS, right? Small company, maybe they're pretty simple. Great companies, they know who's going to do what when someone else doesn't. When Michael Jordan isn't where he's supposed to be, not because he doesn't know the play, but because he's being blocked out by a defender, everybody knows contingency B, contingency C, and contingency D. Somebody's going to go fill that gap, receive the ball, and plop it in the bucket. They have trained with absolute commitment. They've planned for rare occasions. They've made sure everybody's upskilled and can do everybody else's job, like a Special Forces A team. People are trained not in their job, but in one other job and usually 2 other jobs. And then finally, clear lines of leadership. And again, you got the simple stuff. Good companies know who's responsible for certain decisions, right? What great companies do is that they have an army or a platoon of situational leaders who raise their hand when they're the ones and say, I got it. And when you say, I got it, you mean it. And I get the sense that that's the culture here. So what it takes to build those high-performance teams, what it takes to feed the wolf at IDS, it's simple. But simple is not easy. You've got to have the clarity and the discipline to do those simple things every single day for each other.